the pinned animation that we did, it was 1 minute long, but it actually took us 1.5 months to bring that short trailer to life, because we have to hand draw every scene and then put it together to animate it. Each second has around 12 to 25 pictures. So it's like super, super condensed and takes months of work to just create 1 minute of content.
Whoa.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nifty Nuggets Drive-Thru. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel and like this video. If you want to find more information about us, you can follow us on Twitter @NuggetsNifty. And you can also download this episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We hope you enjoyed the AMA.
Hey, Nugget family. Welcome again to another awesome event. Today we bring you the Metakami AMA hosted by your very own Nifty Nuggets. From the Metakami team, we have May, and Brain Compass, who might be experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. May, if you could start us off by like introducing yourself, like who you are to the Metakami Project. Give us a little bit of background of like any experience, anything you've worked on in the NFT space prior to starting Metakami, and just how you came up with the idea to get Metakami rolling, started, better said.
Yeah, of course. Hi, guys. It's so nice to meet you all. My name is May, and I'm the founder and creative director of Metakami. So a little bit about myself. I'm from Thailand, and I recently, not so recently anymore, I guess, graduated from USC. And I previously worked as a financial analyst. But then I got introduced to the NFT space around June 2021 last year. So it's just my 1-year anniversary as we come to June 1st. And I started by helping my friend out through a Solana NFT project. And then I slowly transitioned into the Ethereum space and then found it much cooler here. So I stuck around. And I've been doing freelance UI UX design on the side for around 5 years now. And I'm also a graphic designer. So as soon as I joined the Web3 space, I fell in love with it right away. I really liked how it was able to empower artists like myself and the rest of my team. And that's why I really wanted to start an all artist team to build what we're so passionate about, which is a community-driven manga, and that's how Metakami came alive. So a little bit about us. We're an all-artist team of 6, and we all love manga so much, and we just love anime culture. So we really wanted to explore how the realms of Web3 could make reading manga a more elevated and better experience, which is why we really want to focus on decentralized storytelling. And another passion of mine and the rest of my team is that we're super obsessed with animals, and that's why we also want Metakami's mission to incorporate something greater than just being another PFP anime project. So we have over 150 unique vulnerable to extinct animal traits in our collection, and in total we have around 700 traits. So yeah, our storyline and our lore is directly tied into what the world would be like without nature and without these types of animals anymore. And yeah, that's a little bit about us.
Wow, you wear a lot of hats. Graphic designer, front end dev, finance. Did I get them all?
So I don't do the development on Metakami. We have a very experienced team working with us, and there are 4 developers, so 2 back end and 2 front end. So if you haven't gotten a chance to look at our website yet, you can check that out. That was my work on the UX design part, and then the front end part is done by our development team.
But you know how to do that stuff, is what I heard.
Yeah, I do the UX design.
Cool. I'm guessing, what would Brain Compass be? What kind, is she a founder as well, or just one of your team members?
Yeah, Brandon, you would like to introduce yourself?
I was wondering if she was still having issues with comms.
Yeah, I can give a little introduction about her and vouch for her. So she's our storytelling and narrative lead, and she's going to be in charge of the community-driven manga. So she is one of the 6 founders in our team. And a little bit about Brain. She has been working as a storyteller and manga writer for 15 years now, and she's also published 3 original books of her own. So these are all like mangas that she came up with. And she's also won an award on storytelling. And some of the past companies that she previously worked for were Ubisoft, Tencent, and That Game Company. And she was in charge of the narrative for like game design and just how like a character can go through different paths in a game, which is very similar to what we're doing, since our manga will have like choices that our community can vote on, and then the storyline will kind of go according to the votes of the community.
Nice. Brain Compass, what I would advise you to do is leave the channel completely, not just the stage, like just exit it and then come back in, and that'll usually help where it'll allow you to talk. Okay, so with this previous experience helping the Solana project and deciding to form your own project, you I guess combine your appreciation for animals and for manga to create this project, Metakami. But you say you want to do more than just anime PFP. So how did you go about that? What did you want to do besides just combining your love for animals and manga? What else have you decided to add to Metakami to make it not just another, so to speak, anime PFP?
Yeah, so first of all, we want to focus a lot on decentralized storytelling. So I noticed that manga is a trend in NFT projects, but we haven't seen a lot of mangas where the community can become a part of and can actively take part in voting in the strategic direction and the creative direction of the manga. So that's one big thing that we'll be focusing on. So our plan for the community-driven manga is that we would be releasing around 10 to 15 chapters on a monthly basis. And then in each of these pages, you'll have questions that ask the community what they want to do, or and these questions can range from who the main characters are going to be in the next chapter, what they're going to do, what weapon they'll choose, the art style, or even like the chapter title. Just small to big questions that will kind of govern what the next chapter will be like, and this will go on for around 10 to 15 chapters until we can conclude with a good cliffhanger or a good ending. And then we'll compile this manga and then release it into something that will allow our holders to have passive income. And apart from that, we also have a lot of other things planned in our roadmap. It's just that we haven't released it yet, and I'm not sure how much alpha I should give today. Yeah, that's one of the roadmap items that we have released, but we have 4 to 5 more in store that we haven't released yet. So yeah, I just hope that you guys stay tuned to that.
That's dope. I like the way you're making the story interactive. Your, I guess, readers can, and obviously holders can decide where the story goes, where are the plot twists in the story. That's pretty dope. Confident it'll have an engaged community, especially if you can market specifically to the manga enthusiasts in the DGen space. Because if not, sometimes maybe DGens have a short attention span and may not be participating that much. But if you do, if you are successful in marketing to the manga enthusiasts in the DGen space, and I know that there's plenty of them, It sounds like it'll be really fun to see the voting and where the story goes with that. Another thing that I'm curious about, so you said 6 artists, so I'm sure you guys aren't fighting about who's drawing the characters. So who's the lead? Who's like the lead in creating the art? If there's a lead, I don't want to cause a rift, but if there's a lead, who's that?
Yeah, of course. I would love to just introduce you to the rest of my team as well. So apart from me and Brain, we have Linda, who is our art director, and she graduated from Pratt and previously worked at Riot Games as a character designer. And some of the past companies that she previously worked for were also Disney, Sanrio, and BT21. So she has, I'm so sorry. She has a wide variety of experiences that, can cover anything from NFTs to like chibi art to all the marketing content that you guys see on our Twitter. So initially the project started with me and Linda, and then we kind of reached out to our circle and then recruited like Brain and the other artists. So I think Linda was definitely the first person who had like the art style settled down and started creating the trades, and then we kind of like distributed the work to everyone else. So yeah, apart from Linda, we also have Kotori, who helps out a lot with the NFT art and the manga as well. So she's been working as a manga artist and anime illustrator for 19 years now, and she's actually a Mensa member as well. So if you guys don't know what Mensa is, it's a really well-respected...
Oh, I know. She's a genius.
Yeah, she is a genius. She's definitely the most experienced on our team, and she's very professional. She's helped published over a dozen of books, including her original one called My Chopin, which is a really famous children's book in Japan. And some of her other notable works where she did the cover illustration for Three Sisters Investigate, and then she also did the packaging design for the Nintendo DS game called Princess Switch, if you're familiar with that. And then next is we have Panathi, the only guy in the team, actually. The rest are women. He's our motion graphics guy. So if you've seen our trailer and like the animated marketing content on our Twitter, he's primarily in charge of that. And he's been working as a motion graphics artist for 10 years now. And he just helps us bring the collection to life. And some of the past companies that he's previously worked for were Toyota, Samsung, Red Bull, and Lego, to name a few. And then finally, we have Unbiel, our last artist on the team. So she also helps out with the NFT collection itself and also like the marketing illustrations. And we discovered her when she was working for Mangamo, which is a pretty popular comic website. And she's been working as a freelance manga and anime artist for 12 years now. And some of the other notable companies that she previously worked for were Sheen and All the Deeds. So yeah, that's a little bit about our team. And if you would love to know how like we all came together to form the project, I'd be happy to expand on that as well.
Yeah, let us know. I'm happy that you have a guy on the team. My next line of interrogation was going to be about your hiring practice, since it seemed you weren't getting any men in the bunch, huh? But I'm happy we got one to make the quota in there.
Yeah, I think he's become familiar with like the woman dynamic in the team now. But yeah, it started with me and Linda. We were friends already, and we got introduced because we had a friend in common, and then we just started talking, and then we had the same vision. We wanted to create something that was an anime-inspired project, but took anime to another level or manga to another level by involving decentralized storytelling. So as we started talking, we were like, oh, this could be a really great idea. And then I met Yu Tong through the USC Alumni Associates. So Yu Tong actually finished her master's degree at USC, and I finished my bachelor's at USC. So as we started talking, I looked at her portfolio and I fell in love with her art style right away. And Brain, if you're there, maybe you can drop in like a few manga sneak peeks that you did in the Metakami AMA chat, so that everyone else could see how great your art style is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, nice. I'm just gonna drop some sneak peek into the group chat, and hopefully I'll come back and talk more. So, May.
Yeah. So, as I started talking to Yutong, she also really liked the idea of starting an NFT collection that involves a lot of the community. And she also wanted to take on the challenge of, having someone else vote on the storyline and then her having to implement it. And then I met Panathi through another project, actually. I was the community manager of that project, and he was a helper artist. And I fell in love with his work ethic right away. So I kept in touch with him. And then when I started my own project, I reached out to him. And he's Thai as well. So it's really easy for us to communicate. And then Kotori, she was recruited onto the team through Linda. So Linda has a lot of Mensa member friends. And then we both really like Kotori's work. So we reached out to her and was like, hey, would you be interested in, like starting an NFT collection with us? And she was like, oh, I was actually looking into this and really wanted to start, but didn't know how. So yeah, we got her onto the team. And then finally, Unveil, we reached out to her when she was working for Mangamo. I really liked her lines and her illustration, the way that she colors. So we reached out to her and was like, yeah, let's join the team. She was super interested. And that's how our team came together.
Yeah, you guys have a stacked team. Is the team wholly comprised of the 6 parts that you just mentioned, or the 6 members that you just mentioned?
Yeah, and then we have the developers as well. And then for the marketing, I'm mostly in charge of that.
Okay. So there right now you don't have an advisor or a community manager.
Oh, we do have a community manager as well, and collab managers and moderators, of course. But yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I've noticed in this space a lot of stacked teams. I want to say not get a good traction. And it's because they have a stacked team, they may think to themselves like, oh, well, we're a stacked team. Look at XYZ project that didn't have this stacked team and did so well. So we're obviously going to do well. And if you don't have someone that like an advisor and marketers that know how to speak to the degens that run this space, and that cause things to trend and then cause things to pump or forget pump, cause things to do well. If there's not someone that actively knows how to reach those people and how to speak to those people, it doesn't matter how stacked the team is, unless every once in a while you get like a stacked team that's like so stacked that like for some reason everybody in the DJ space starts talking about it. Maybe because they're hooked up with some VC that probably knows how to get rumors out there and stuff like that. Now, I'm looking at the art. Is the art mostly female, or is it like split between female male? How'd you guys go about it?
Yeah, it's split between 50% male and 50% female. And yeah, I completely agree with you about like this entire like degen space and having a stacked team. Like I myself, I've been in the NFT space for around a year now. So I kind of like understand the degen culture a lot, but I'm very grateful to the connections that I've made over, the past year. So throughout like starting this project, ever since day one, I've been talking to a lot of my friends who do advising for other projects, a lot of people, and I've always been asking for their advice and, taking their advice as well about how to create hype, how to maintain the marketing. And yeah, I always keep in touch with them around 2 to 3 times a week, just so that
I'll give
my
you
brain is always in check.
I'll give you a secret for free. eventually I'm going to be charging people a lot for. Collab with the biggest alpha groups that you can. Mm-hmm. That's it. Don't let anyone tell you too much more than that. Collab with the biggest alpha groups that you can, and you'll be on your way. So you went 50-50, which is the first time that I've heard that. Most times, projects will either make the male smaller supply so that it's more rare, or usually the female more rare, so it's a smaller supply. I like the fact that you just put it right down the middle, 50-50. I'm liking the art that I'm seeing. So what was, besides your appreciation or your team's appreciation for animals and manga, like what led on what the art was going to be like exactly? What these characters would look like, what the color palette would be like? How'd you guys come to a conclusion on that?
Yeah, I think we spent around a month or two on just coming to a conclusion on what the final like avatar base would look like. Linda herself, she's a really big fan of Samurai Champloo and Gintama. So I think we took, and also Persona, the game, if you've heard of it. So we took a lot of inspirations from there, but Linda herself, she's very, very, she's a very big anime lover. So I feel like our art style is just like a bundle of all animes combined together. We definitely took a lot of inspirations from animes with heavier shadows, just because we like a lot of shadows. And if you see on our sneak peeks, every character has this sort of yellow light, which is just Linda's signature. So the reflection on like the hair and like the nose and the side profile will all have yellow light, which is just like the unique touch that we add to our art. Mm-hmm. And I think it just, I don't know, it was just kind of like a trial and error thing. We started with like a front profile. We didn't like it that much. And then we tried side profile, and it didn't hit the right spot. So we kind of like ended up at like a 45-degree, and it was able to show a lot of weapons and the traits as well. And we were able to incorporate a lot more things into it. So that's why we settled on this type of base.
The art is for sure some of the best I've seen. I don't want to come off as biased. I'm supposed to be impartial as the host, but just being honest, I think the art is definitely some of the best I've seen. Like when I look at your project, I'm like, oh, they just got to figure out a way to get get strong marketing, strong collabs, and get past a little bit. You're gonna have to get past the hurdle that the space is like a little bit animated out. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter what space in any industry could be oversaturated. There's always something that can come that adds some type of value or some type of innovation or something different that any space will all flock to. So I don't think that's necessarily the hardest thing, but I don't think it's going to be easy either to get over the hurdles of the space may be a little oversaturated with anime. And their manga projects. I know you said that you haven't released your roadmap, and you did give us one of the milestones in your roadmap. I don't want to put you like on the spot, but what else can you give us?
So I think one thing that I can give to you is at the end of the day,
and then they put you on the spot.
At the end of the day, I guess one thing that we all want to achieve with Metakami is we don't want to be like just an NFT project. We want to be more of like a global brand that can reach out to, you know, the manga and anime lovers in the Web2 space as well. Because we all essentially came from like very old school manga and anime vibes, and we want to kind of like expand this decentralized storytelling movement back into the Web2 space. So we are planning on having a lot of big Web2 partnership companies. And one of the roadmap items that I guess I can give an alpha on is we're planning on having a utility that will allow our holders to create passive income with some of the roadmap items that we'll be handing out, so that it won't just be, you know, a community-driven manga, but it will be something more than that.
Oh, I like. Call it passive rewards so you don't get yourself in trouble. But I like it. It's interesting. You hear a lot of projects talking about how they're going to build the Web 2 version in Web 3. You rarely hear projects say, no, they want to take what we're doing here in Web 3 to bring it to Web 2. That's a little bit more interesting and more inverse relationship where you can build here to then in extension cause that building to be formed in Web 2 or what I would probably call IRL.
Yeah, so Linda herself, she's Japanese as well, and like in Japan right now, and I guess like NFT culture is not as big, and there's so much potential there. And as we all know, like manga and anime culture is extremely huge in Japan, so we kind of wanted to like expand our brand there and like give them a chance to, you know, like glimpse into the realms of Web3 a little bit, and see if they like it, and if they do, then hopefully they join us into the movement.
I mean, maybe you guys can collab with a project that I'm a holder of, Ninja DAO. Yeah, they are marketing themselves as the largest NFT project out of Japan, and I think they might be right. They launched, was it like free? It was like almost free collection of like 20 something thousand like PFPs of like ninja pets. I bought in a bunch of them at like super cheap at 0.01. They're at about 0.2 now. So it's been like a 20x for me on that project. But it's a dope project that I continue to hold. Like I just de-risked on it, but it's a dope project because honestly, this is going to sound like a little racist, but part of the reason why I bought it was number one, their initial project, was 100 PFPs of ninjas and it has a 10E floor. It has almost no volume, but it still has a 10E floor. And that was their first project. And another reason why I bought it is I've noticed Asians do not undercut the floor like Westerners. So I knew that it would continue to go up because they don't like undercut each other. I think it has to do something with culture or something. I don't know, but it's the truth. I'm telling you.
That's true.
If it's like an Asian project, like truly Asian, and it's going to be Asian holders, Japanese, Chinese, stuff like that, they don't undercut the floor like we do. They just don't. Yeah. So maybe you guys can see if you can collab with them and find stuff. They're so Japanese that they couldn't even deal with us when we all the DJs started buying in it and going into their chat because everybody in there is Japanese. So they didn't have no English speaking mods. So what they tried to do, and this was the funniest thing ever, they unleashed a bot on us that everything we wrote in English would come right under us and translate it into Japanese. I was like, no way you guys just did that to us. It's the most annoying thing ever. I think by now they've taken it off. I haven't been in the server, but something you guys could probably collab with that might be dope for reaching out to manga fans. Maybe
that sounds like a great idea.
So you're also going to see how you can go about passive rewards for your community. I'm curious, when did you guys launch the Discord and the Twitter for Metakami?
So for Twitter, we started around mid-April. So it's been around a month and a half. And our Discord is private right now. So it's invite only, and we're just kind of like slowly bringing people in to join our events. We're holding daily events, and then we have one big event at the end of every week. So yeah, at the end of every week, we open up our Discord so that more people can join our big event.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know you guys were close. So how do we get some nuggets in there, right?
I can drop an invite link.
Let's go.
All right. I think some of our members are watching like K-drama and GCs right now. So if you guys want to join them later after the AMA.
That'd be dope.
All right, I'm gonna drop an invite link.
Now, why the name Metakami? Can you explain to us about that?
Yeah, of course. So it actually took us, I think, 2 months before we decided on the name. Nothing just sounded right to us, and we went very long just calling it like Anime Project without naming anything.
Oh,
But then one day, I think it just popped up. So our lore is heavily involved with like divine intervention from the goddess of nature called Amaterasu. And she's a Shinto deity. And in Japanese, you call them kami, like you call these Shinto deities kami. And then meta is kind of like a play on words for metaverse. And then by combining these two words together, I think it has like a nice juxtaposition to, like bridging the manga, the Web2 manga with decentralized storytelling and kind of like merging the two together, and also like the same concept as merging, the Shinto deities with like the animals and then combining them into our NFT avatars. So it clicked right away and we all loved it. So that's why we settled on Metakami.
I like it. We finally got into your server. You had an interesting way to verify. You gave me a picture of a goat. Now, let me see if I have some community questions I can touch on. None yet. Oh, you guys shared some more sneak peeks.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about the collection itself. Like, I know you said there's more than 700 rarities, but what's the collection size? And not rarities, apologies, traits. What's the collection size, and how have you gone about this?
Yeah, so our collection size, we actually haven't announced yet, but it's going to be on the lower supply side. And for the traits, we basically just separate them into 4 different categories. So we'll obviously have the legendaries, uncommon, rare, and then the common ones. Sorry, legendary, rare, uncommons, and then commons. And then we will also have around 25 animated one-of-ones, which are going to be separated from the other legendary traits. And these are hand-drawn by our art director, Linda. And then they're also animated in-house. And it will be iconic Japanese folktale characters that, have like some sort of animal traits or really extinct, really iconic extinct animals. So we've dropped, I think, 1 or 2 one-of-ones in our Discord sneak peeks, but the rest have yet to be revealed.
Let's go. Now, in this market, like, people have gotten pretty spooked with like loss of portfolio and like loss of Opensea volume. Just what I would ask you is like, what do you think about the current state of the market, and how has that affected your project rollout? Like, has it changed your launch date? Has it changed how you may go about pricing, or anything that you've gotten from it that's impacted what the project is doing now?
Yeah, so I think the state of the market is not the best right now. But I'm a big believer that, we should build during the bear market and then kind of like launch into the bull. So, we're just building and taking our sweet time, trying to just release the best sneak peeks and the best trailers and stuff like that. So right now we've released 3 trailers so far. That we also animated in-house, but we still have 2 more to go. So we're going to drop that closer to mint date. In terms of how the market has affected our collection and how we're going about things, we already planned for a lower supply collection in the beginning anyways. So I think that wasn't a problem for us, just because I think a lower supply collection will help foster a stronger community, and community is obviously really important in, helping determine the strategic direction of our manga. So I think it's better to have a stronger, smaller community. As for mint price, we also didn't expect to mint at a very high price. So we're just assessing market conditions every day and trying to adjust accordingly to see, observing other projects, seeing how they're doing with their mints, and then, just taking notes so that as we get closer to mint date, we can roll out a really strong strategy for the market in case it doesn't get any better than this.
Okay, so here's another one from someone that's been full-time NFT investor, trader, and collector since October now, I think. If you know how to bring about hype to your project, either don't bring it until you're gonna launch within weeks, because if you bring it and then it dies down, that like it really does hurt projects. Or if you don't know but you're marketing and you notice that you start to build hype and your project gets pretty hype, you gotta forget what the market's doing and you gotta launch anyway. You can't wait because the market's bad. Once you have the hype, you just gotta go.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
You just gotta send it. Okay, I know I touched on everything that I'm curious about, and there's a lot you haven't been telling us anything you're not supposed to, even though you can if you want to. We are considered an alpha server. Share with us anything you want about the project. Like, tell us what you would want anyone to know about why they should be in Metakami, and looking forward to mint when you do launch.
Yeah, I, coming from like a strong business background, I feel like I always have to have a value proposition in anything that I do. So for Metakami, we have 3 different value propositions. So first of all is that we're woman founded and woman led, of course. We really want to, bridge the gender gap in the crypto and NFT space. And 5 of the 6 artists in the team are actually Asian women as well. So we really want to become more of like an empowering voice for minorities. So the way that we're doing that is we're going to be partnering with 2 nonprofit women in tech organizations and donating some of our royalties to them. So we've already secured our partnership with Women Who Code and Tech Girls Movement Foundation. And, if you would like to learn more about what our royalties donations are going to be, where it's going to be going to, I'd love to elaborate on that as well. So the second value proposition is we want to represent animals and raise awareness for them. So I know that we touched on that already. So I'm just going to skip past that. And then the last thing is the community and the community-driven manga. So from being in the NFT space over the past year, I've really kind of noticed a trend with NFT projects. So most NFT projects community involvement is really hyped and really engaging, pre-mint and during mint, and then post-mint and going forward, community involvement gets less and less, and sometimes it dies down a lot and the community is not involved at all. So for us, we aim to disrupt that a bit and, kind of start from ground zero as we mint and allow the community to take an active role in building our brand, building our story and our manga as we grow forward. And hopefully we grow with the community and they become a part of us. So it will be kind of like a 50-50 effort between the team and the community. So that's our value propositions. I would love for you guys to check out our website if you haven't gotten a chance to. We have our trailer up on there already, our first trailer that we launched, and we have more information about the project, more credentials about our team as well, and all the FAQs that you would need to know. If you are interested, feel free to join our Discord. We hold interesting events every day, and our community is quite great. We're always in VCs, just talking and vibing. So feel free to join us. And Brain, do you want to add anything? You've been silent this whole time.
Let me ask you a question. Apologies before Brain gets in there. You shared a lot about your team. Has your team doxed?
Yeah, we're fully doxed. You can check us out on our website.
Okay.
I'll drop a link.
Brain, apologies. You can go. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sorry for being quiet for so long. The first half of the AMA, and I just keep having this mic issue. I mean, I don't think I have much to add. May has been doing great on the talking about our project, and I'm very proud to be this part of things. And in terms of narrative and manga, I really enjoyed the process of integrating viewers' opinion into the world that we're creating. So it becomes this collaboration experiences between so it's not just you watch whatever we provide. It's more like you actually be participated into the creating process. And imagine that outcome is made into a finished manga product, and or maybe an anime that come back to you with your decision and your preference. I think it's very exciting. I think it's very interesting, and that's what excited me the most as a creator. What I can say is really about community. It's really about like how a lot of how a lot of the creativity get together and make things together, and I think that's something special about our project. And I would be happy to see you guys there in our community.
Nice. You know what? Let me ask you a question a little bit on the education side for anyone that's not like myself, well acquainted with anime and or manga culture. If I understand this correctly, what separates manga from anime is that manga you read it from the back front. And is there anything else? Like, is there anything different about the art style or the storytelling that classifies it as a manga as opposed to anime? Even though I'm guessing manga falls within a subsection of anime, right?
Well, there's a gazillion. First of all, there are two different media. It's just like asking the differences between the painting and a film, right?
Yes, I've offended you guys. I want to apologize.
No. I'm not offended at all. It's just something that because I personally feel like it's something that because nobody is obliged to know like what the exact definition of different category of this two media, right? Like people are here to enjoy, to have a good time, and they both are popular, like part of like popular media, part of pop culture, and they're meant to be easy reading, easy to consume, easy to enjoy. They're part of entertainment world. So what I think regarding to what you're asking, I mean, one is on a paper, of course, another one is a moving picture, and the moving picture is more aligned to the film, the TV side is about the combination of sound and moving image. The manga is more about arrangement on the page, but usually they are very connected industry. The anime are in general in Japan mostly manga based. Is also a like what you call like successful business model that is been testing and working for a very long time. Usually that the people, the creator gets success and being popular as a manga first to publish their work. If the manga to be shown that people likes it, people watch it, it's sold well, and then more investing will come into the story. If you will say, okay, let's develop an anime series based on this manga, because it's already been proved that people enjoying it. So the investment will likely have a better outcome. But when the thing moved to the Web3, things are much different because if when we would read manga, mostly because there is no TV. It was like it started as post World War II. Japan is rebuilt upon the fucking nuclear bomb, and there's nothing. But the paper is available, so it became the most trendy entertainment at the time. And then the same thing carries on with the same historical trend. The people just keep reading it because it's enjoyable. It's become like not just it's become a living style and also part of this economy. So what that's supposed to mean is manga is still like the cheapest way to actualize a creativity. And also it is fast, unlike anime. It takes at least 3 years to develop a series. The manga, I can integrate whatever you guys told me in like a month or half month. So it's completely possible. You can see very fast, turnover and if you say like, oh, I think this girl should ride a dragon and come up next scene, then it could happen right away. With anime, it cannot, because you have to draw every single frame of animation, right? It's very painful. I did that before. It's very painful.
I love it. I love the education aspect of it. It's not just anime, we're also educating people.
Yeah, just adding on to that, for animations, the animations that we did, if you guys have checked out our website or our Twitter, the pinned animation that we did, it was 1 minute long, but it actually took us 1.5 months to bring that short trailer to life, because we have to hand draw every scene and then put it together to animate it. And each second has around 12 to 25 pictures. So it's like super, super condensed and takes months of work to just create 1 minute of content.
Whoa. Okay, we got a community question that came in. Will the manga be developed by the community as a whole, or will that be for holders only to develop?
So it will be for holders only to develop. So it will take place in a closed alpha room called the Kami Lab. And then what we're also doing with our developers is we're going to get this manga up in like a really nice readable format in the website. And then you'll be able to connect your wallet and get into the Kami Lab through the website. And then as you're flipping through the pages of the manga, questions will pop up and then you can just click to vote. So it'll be like a really easy, streamlined process for you to do the voting and for you to voice your opinion and what you want from the manga.
Wow, it looks dope. I'm watching it now. We got another question from Clydo. How many frames in that vid?
Some parts are 12 frames, but the action scenes, like as you go, I think around like 40 seconds, those were all 25 frames per second.
Whoa. That's a lot of drawing, huh?
Yeah.
We're just lucky about it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. But no, I'm watching it now. It looks pretty dope. I like what I'm seeing. One of our Nugget members, he was like breaking it down for like the slower people in the room when it comes to manga and anime like me. He said you watch anime and you read manga in comic cartoons. So yeah, I didn't want to offend you guys. I'm just like a key when it comes to it. But I'm gonna get into it, I promise, and then I'm not gonna be rookie anymore. I think the what I hear from manga and anime enthusiasts sounds like so much fun that I've probably not been a part of.
Yeah, it's super fun. Brain can vouch for that as well.
Yeah, I want to hang out and be like the cool.
It's hella fun. Yeah, it's like one bad thing because most like is that's the thing like film and there's a lot of other. I think I don't see a lot of other community out there are really made for younger people. Like most of them like you're talking about like watching a painting in a gallery and you can see like the 60, 70 years old people pointing at a painting that's worth like $1 billion. It's not really like caring about any problem that young people are facing or young people are feeling in this like changing world. And anime is it's different. It's something that's, you know, like community extremely young. Like the regard, I mean, it's a huge range of topic and a huge range of, you know, like when you talk about anime, you're talking about almost like every narrative style possible. There's a huge variety of options out there. And then they divide into like smaller group, like shonen, shoujo. Yeah, they have all different kind of like smaller subgroup that you can go into, or it's like smaller club in a bigger club. And they have gazillion content that developed in the past like 40, 30 years. It is a relatively younger community group, but also it have very rich content and very like enjoyable art and easy to consume, easy to communicate with. It's a lot of fun. You should give it a try. You should give it.
Yeah, what piqued my interest was obviously right from the outside looking in, you make all these assumptions without actually taking the time to look at it for yourself. I used to assume that like manga and anime, which I categorized all as one, was only for like younger people. And then as I came into the NFT space, I realized that like all these adults were still reading manga and watching anime. And I was like, wait, I thought this was just for young people. So I'm like, so what did I miss out on here? And then like, and anytime you talk to like anybody that's like into manga or anime, it's like this world, like they just explain to you this rich experience in this world that like they love. Like it's always a very, very positive explanation of the experience and their relationship with I guess I would call it a medium. So yeah, I know I gotta watch, I forget which one I was told to be the first anime to watch, but I'm gonna do it. Probably this week. I'll stop and do
it.
I mean, sure. If you need some recommendation, we can come to us.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna jump in, you guys. Metakami, I think your DMs are closed, but I'll probably jump. Let me send you a friend request, Brain. I'll probably jump in your DMs for some recommendations. I forgot where I put it. There's one that's like very famous that like everyone's seen. Everybody and their mom except me. I'm the last person on earth that hasn't seen it. I forget the name of it. It's like a classic.
Oh, a classic. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there's so many classics.
Yeah. I don't know which one you're talking about.
No, not Death Note. I think if I hear the name, I'll know which one. Wait a second. I'm trying to send Brain Compass a friend request. Friend request failed. You can send me one, Brain. You probably have it blocked. I'll just ask you which ones to watch. We did get another community question. Now these people want to be coming with the questions towards the end. It says the art looks very good for these. Are these one of ones or standard floor NFTs? I'm guessing they're referring to the ones you've shared in the chat.
Oh, those are just floor pieces. Most of the sneak peeks that we've released are actually floor pieces. We haven't revealed a lot of rares and legendaries yet, so yeah, we want to reveal those closer to mint date. But I guess one of the rarer ones, I'll drop a sneak in there, is this. But he's not even a legendary, so let me just post it in there. Yeah, this is the first, I would say like uncommon to rare that we've dropped, but the rest of the stuff that you see on our Twitter are mostly floor pieces.
You know what? Let me ask you a question. Is there any manga or anime themed NFT collection that you guys that inspired you guys, or that you guys do like and are maybe even holders or just fans of?
NFT collections or just
NFTs.
manga animes? And, oh, okay, yeah. Recently, I really liked Shinsei Galverse, if you've heard of them. I
Yes,
feel
I
like
do.
their art reminds me a lot of, my younger days when I used to watch Sailor Moon, and it just takes me back to that super nostalgic vibes. So I'm a big fan of them, and the founder is, really cool as well, and she's a female, like super boss bitch as well. So yeah.
Yeah,
What about you?
Calverse was interesting. That one pumped pretty hard. It left the station without me.
Yeah, the art is definitely very refreshing to see, and it just reminds you of the old days. I think that's one of the reasons why people loved it so much.
Brain, do you have a manga or anime inspired or themed NFT project that you like? It's okay if you want to be like, nah, they're all bum.
Saying that any of them are good. Just kidding. And that's the thing. Like we always looking like for the real project, for the like not like the NFT project is not real project. I'm saying like we're always looking like the manga art as an inspiration. Like we don't look for other NFT for inspiration, mostly because they were trying to avoid being like,
you don't want to be like them. Yeah, you want to be different.
Yeah, we are artists. If you are artists, you are naturally uncomfortable to have the idea that, oh, there's a good one, I'm gonna copy that, right? Mm-hmm. And you feel very uncomfortable with the idea by itself, because you almost admit that you lost your creativity as an artist if you want to just be like somebody. It's like admit your personal failure by thinking that way. It's just something that like we're trying to jiggle around avoid it. But I do have a lot of projects that when I see them, I think, oh, that's dope. I wish I can like we can reach that level. I guess I really like style PXN. I really like the style of the Thru of Armageddon. But that one, yeah.
No, go ahead. Apologies, I was the one interrupting.
No. I'm done.
I was disappointed in PXN because I felt like PXN's art is like probably among the best I've seen in the space. But for some reason, they didn't do a good job of, I want to say dimensions, but I also don't want to say dimensions. I want to say they didn't do a good job of like the lighting.
The lighting.
Yeah, like the way, if I use it as my PFP, yeah, they fixed the lighting and I think it sucks, to be honest with you. I think that the art was meant to be in the lighting that it was. So the way they lightened it up, in my opinion, didn't help it much. I think that the easiest way I could describe is I think it's absolutely dope art that they didn't do a good job of making sure that they look like dope PFPs. That's the best way I could describe it. And the whole they now lightened it up didn't work for me. It doesn't work. And I think I'm right because I've seen people that used it as their PFPs are no longer using it as their PFP. The copyright issues weren't that big of a deal. I actually respect Ree's explanation. It was only for the ones of, and he was doing it as like a homage for those particular like super hype anime projects. But the majority of the collection, no copyright issues. He was just doing like paying homage on the one of ones. Apologies, guys. I was answering some of the questions in the chat.
I just wanted to add. Sorry, I'm so sorry. You go.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, I wanted to add, I guess this is like an alpha that we can give you a little bit, but
let's go.
We have been talking to Sony Japan and ATX, and they saw PXN's like little homage, I guess, to their characters, and they were like super unhappy about it.
Oh, really?
They were like not happy with that at all.
So I had 4 PXNs that I sold at like a 1 ETH loss. For the 4, it could have gotten worse. And the reason why I sold it is because like I was like, obviously I'm not that familiar with manga or anime. So what I was doing was I was reading Twitter from people that are manga and anime enthusiasts. And they were all making it clear in no uncertain terms. They were like, listen, manga and anime don't play about their IP. They're coming. They don't care homage, schmamish. They don't care about none of it. You are not playing with their IP. They will sue you for less.
That's really true. They like, especially, like these Japanese companies, they are not like these Web2 companies. They're not super familiar with the Web3 space, and they were like extremely unhappy about what happened. And yeah, they didn't come here to play for sure.
Yeah. Chili Engine, they, according to what I read recently in the survey, it was selective. Like they didn't light up the whole collection. They made it clear because they do have good artists. So they made it clear that they were going to do it kind of like not individually, but like by certain trades because they wanted to make sure that it was done right. But like it just doesn't work. They did not do a good job of making sure that dope art, which I want to be clear, I think the art is dope, translated well into PFPs. I think it was like a massive, I guess, site on their behalf, but whatever. Good luck to PXN. I'm still holding a rare with some friends of mine. But May, Brain, I think what you guys are building with the Metakami project is dope, is different than what I've seen before, even though we are in this issue with the oversaturation of the anime projects. I think that you guys got what it takes to do something interesting and fun with your community and your project. I like the art. What I would now ask you guys to do is let me make sure that I did ask all the community questions. Oh, one more. Please tell us more about the wonderful sneak peek of the women with the rose tattoos and the butterflies. A significant number of us just this one. Is it really
Is it? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Everything. There's no rare trade on her.
Why y'all trying to second guess her? She told you it's not a rare.
Yeah, the clothes are common. The hair is a common. The eyes are common. Lips and accessories too. But the animal could be like uncommon. So yeah, pretty much a floral piece.
She said what she said. She said they're not rare.
That's like one of the things with our NFT generation is we have so many rules. Like if you know how many rules are in the list, you'll be shocked. So the way that our generation works is first we need to have a front layer of hair and back layer of hair, and then we need to stick the animal traits in between. And then we have 3 ways of differentiating animals so that doesn't get boring. So the first way is through the appendage. So like, if they have ears or if they have tails. The second way is through mask. So that rarer snake that I dropped is just a mask on top of the head. And then the last one is wings. So those have their own separate rules. So wings, mask, and appendage can't mix. And then, some clothes, some colorways don't mix with certain animals. So we need to create those rules manually as well. And then we need to manually match the hair, the front part of the hair to the back part of the hair so that it doesn't clash. So yeah, so many rules to make one piece look good.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask that one and then I forgot, Raf. Klabo asks, Brain Compass, do you have an Instagram artist page? And what's your fave anime /manga?
I didn't know. Oh, here. I do have a artist Instagram page that I haven't used for a very long time because I was busy at making movies for a while. But I can type it into the group chat in a sec. I was majored. My grad school was film production, movies. So my undergrad was mostly dedicating to the fine arts and design. So that's when I'm doing a lot of the like painting and drawing stuff. And then moving on, I'm starting to want to learn more about storytelling part of the thing. So I went to the film production. So that's a little bit background. And my favorite anime, geez. I mean, it's hard, you know, when you had like when you've been watching like anime for the past 10 years and you just which one is my favorite. Manga. I'm currently actively waiting for the Chainsaw Man's anime to come out. And I've been reading Delicious in Dungeon. I don't know if you heard about that. That manga is absolutely great. Let me think. I'm a big fan of One Piece. Still reading it chapter by chapter. Every time it came out, I read it. What else? I mean, those are my my favorite ones. So yeah.
You gave them enough. They don't need to know all that. May Brain, thank you for coming by and telling us about your awesome project. What I would ask of you is to like leave us off with any last words, anything you'd like us to know about the Metakami project and what people can look forward to.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us here today, guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you as well, Track. And I guess some final words from us. We're still pretty early in the process of everything. So, please stick around and stay tuned to, the rarer sneak peeks as well. I promise that it will be worth it. We'll also be posting a lot more of like the manga sneaks and also giving you options to vote in our Discord and on our Twitter. And we do have 2 more fully animated trailers coming out before mint. So I hope that you stay tuned to that as well. Our team is fully docked, so you can check us out on our website to learn more about us, and feel free to join our Discord to just vibe with our community and get to know more about us. And I'm going to pass it on to Brain, see if she has any final closing remarks.
My closing remark is this is great. I'm really happy that May grabbed me while I'm eating lunch. Just like, oh, it's just Emily with me. I want to introduce you to more people. I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm still not great with this anime stuff yet because, technical stuff. But I'm really, really happy to like talk about manga and anime with people. I'm really happy that you guys tolerate me talking about anime and manga for that long. And I wish to see you guys around. Yeah.
So May told you to put the pastrami down and come over here and tell these people about this project.
She literally kidnapped me, so it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, no, we love having you here. We do our best to make it easy, especially when we like the team. When we don't like the team, it could get rough sometimes.
Understandable.
I'm glad that you guys liked us. Hopefully.
No, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys again. Good luck with Metakami. I'm confident we will be in touch. See what we can. If we get a considerable nugget holder base in there. And we look forward to being along the journey with Metakami.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. Hope you guys all have an amazing day.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
And that's going to cap off another awesome AMA here. Metakami, hosted by Nifty Nuggets. Bye-bye.
If you like this AMA, reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get access to our future AMAs. We also have a main YouTube channel where we are covering wider topics in the crypto and Web3 sphere. So if you're interested in any of that information, please make sure to find the Nifty Nuggets on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter at NuggetsNifty, and make sure to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We'll see you all next time.